Now let us get started over here, and the first thing that we want to do over here is now we need to work with the exception handling over here. And if we go to the country repository over here, currently we haven't done any of the try except over here or any of the exception handling over here. The next thing that we will do over here is for this particular repository, what we'll do is basically for all of our exceptions in our feature, we want to centralize it to one location, so it's for easy to manage over there. And also it's not going to pollute our code in our repository or in the service or in the interface layer. So let's get started over here and let's see how we can manage the exception more clean and in a more maintainable way. In the core, we are going to create the new folder and let's call this one as the exceptions over here, and let's create the one file over here and let's call this one as the repository.py file over here, repository.py file over here. And for this is for our repository, and later you can create for the service as well. And let's create the class over here that will be of the repository over here, repository exception over here, and we are going to extend from the Python base exception over here. And once we have this base class, now let's just go and create the class, and that will be of the connection let's say a connection error, and that connection error we are going to get from the database. So let's say there is a database connection failure or error, then we are going to grab that one. Next, let's just go and add the one more class over here that will be of the transaction failure or the transaction error over here, and let's just go and extend that from our base repository exception. And next, let's just go and have the one more class, and this will be of the unique constraint error over here, and let's just go and pass this one over here, and let's just go and extend. Okay, so let's just go and see what went wrong over here. Let's go and pass it over here. That should be good enough. And now we have the three or the four class. So one is the base class, which extends from the base exception, and then we have the connection error, transaction error, as well as the unique constraint error that's going to extend from our repository exception over here. Or you can just go and say connection failure instead of connection error, or let's just go and see the connection failure over here. Maybe much more better. And unique constraint, I guess unique constraint, we'll just keep it as the failure as well. So unique constraint failure, transaction failure, the standardize the naming convention over here, right? And once we have this, right, so we have set this up. Next, we'll create one file in the core, and let's call this one as the HTTP, and let's call this one as the HTTP errors over errors.py file over here, where we are going to maintain all of or centralize our exception handle. Basically, this class will be a register class, right? So later we'll register it with the FastAPI, and that's going to centralize all of our exception handling over here. So let's just go and create one function which is of the register our exception register our exception handler, and we are going to grab the FastAPI over here, FastAPI, right? So API over here, and let's just go and import that one over here from the FastAPI. Import the FastAPI, and that should be good. So let's just go and create the some of the function that we actually require. So first thing that we need is to handle our repository exception, right? So let's just go back over here and let's just do that. So add app dot we can exception handler. So we can just grab the exception handler from here, and with this we are going to pass in the repository exception that we have, right? So this is going to make use of the FastAPI exception handler over here. It's going to register that, and it's going to register our repository exception base class that we have created, and that's the asynchronous the function. So let's just go and say the async over here, create a function, and let's say handle our reposi repository exception, and we are going to pass in the request request, which is of the request request from the FastAPI. Make sure you import it from the FastAPI, and then the exep exception from the repository exception. So that is what we have to pass in to this particular handle repository exception, or the any name that we provide over here. Name doesn't matter, right? Only the this one matters over here. We need to do this, as well as we need to pass in the request and our repository exception over here. And here we are going to check for some conditions. So if the is the instance, so if it is the instance of the exception that we are providing, if it is the instance of the connection failure, so let's just go and import the connection failure over here. If it is the connection failure, then we are going to add the something over here. So let's just go and say the code. We will add the code, this will be the type of the string, and we'll just say this is the DB connection failure or the database connection failure, or something else that you prefer over here. And else if over here, else if is the instance of the transaction failure. So let's just go and import the transaction failure. We are going to say this is of the DB transaction failure, and else if the so let's just go and add that one over here. And else if the instance is of the unique constraint failure that we have already created over here, right? If that's the instance, then we are going to add the code as the DB unique constraint failure. Otherwise, we'll just go and say the code is of the DB unknown failure. So later we are going to return that in the response code. We are going to return the code as well. So from now here we can just go and return our JSON response from here, which is coming from the FastAPI. Make sure you import it from the FastAPI over here, and once we have done that, we can just go and return the response. So stat status code, we can just go and say 503, which is of the database or the server error, and then the content, we can just go and return the content in the JSON format. Let's just go and return the code, which is of what we have defined the code over here, and then the message. Let's just go and say a message over here, message, and then the let's just go and say that, and in the message we are going to go and say something like the database service temporarily unavailable. That should be good enough. And you can also send in the detail over here, and in the detail we can just go and say the string of the exceptions. That's going to include all of the exceptions code. This may be good for the debug purpose, but in the actual production server we don't want to include that, because that may cause a security risk, right? Because it includes a lot of the server information, maybe, or may include some sensitive information as well. So we don't want to include that. So it's not a good to return everything what we caught on the exception, because user don't need to know all of those information, right? And we are not going to let the user know on the exact cause of that particular error. So that should be done for the proper logging to the our server, so the backend developer should know what went wrong, not the front-end user who is using your application, right? So that's not necessary. So once we have set this one up over here, we are good to go. And I have to just go and say that the type, and I'll just go and ignore that particular type, and the warning should be gone. Now once we have set this up, we need to register this one. So to register, let's just go to the main.py, and after we have done that, let's just go and say app.the not the app third, we need to go and call the register our exception handler over here, and just pass in the app. So we need to make sure you import the correct one over here. So this is what we have, and let's just go and add some documentation over here. So generate the doc string, register the exception handler for repository exception over here. That should be good enough. And let's just go to our feature, and now in our, let's just go back to the admin and in the country and in the infrastructure. Now in the repository, now we should be able to go and catch those particular over here. So like if that is, we should be able to raise this one, not the catch, but we should be able to raise the connection failure, transaction failure, unique constraint failure, and our global, the HTTP exception handler that we have set up over here should be able to return this particular response and add in the code that we have defined over here. Generally the message will be a generic over here, because that's what we are going to return, because we don't have to be exactly what went wrong. So it's not that what we have to send it to the user, right? So user doesn't care about that one. And here we have added the code, right? So what went, which was the actual fault, so that whether that was the database connection failure, transaction failure, or whether it was the unique constraint failure. And once we have set this up, now you should be able to go and implement it over here, try except over here, and I'll give you as a homework over here to go and implement that over here.